Hello, my name is Elizabeth Dackson and I blog at don'tcallmebetsy.com. I'm excited to talk to you today about Pellon 808, also known as Craft Fuse. It's one of my favorite Pellon products because it's really easy to use. It gives a great firm stability and easeability because it's fusible. It's available in packages like this that you'll find at your local craft stores as well as by the yard. It adds a really nice crisp hand and body to your projects. I like to use it in pouches and that type of thing. It's made with acid-free 90% polyester and 10% rayon, so that's really what makes it so easy to use and machine washable. And now let me show you how I use it. As with any project, you're going to want to make sure to do a pre-test. Use a small swatch of the fabric that you're going to use with a small swatch of the craft fuse to make sure that there aren't any interactions that you're not pleased with. Also, you may want to experiment with the iron temperature to find that sweet spot where you can fuse without too much effort. This piece is just a small rectangle and I'm going to place it right side down on my ironing board. Now I always lay the nice side of my fabric down on my ironing pad and add the shiny side. So I'm going to put that shiny side down and I'm going to center it on top of my fabric. You'll see that my fabric is not quite as large as my craft fuse, and I do that on purpose. That way I can keep the interfacing out of my seam allowances to make things just a little bit easier as I'm sewing. Now this is a small piece of fabric, but if you're doing something larger, start with your iron in the center of your fabric. Leave the iron in place, pressing for about 3 to 4 seconds, then lift the iron and adjust, slightly moving from the center each time until you're able to fuse the entire piece of fabric to your craft fuse. Now it's just going to take me 3 quick presses here, like so, and then my project is fully fused. You'll see it even at the corners. Now, one of the other reasons I like to cut my fabric slightly smaller is that there's no possible way that I could fuse my craft fuse to my ironing board, as I've done so many times. So this is just a little quick handy tip for you. Some similar Pellon products that you'll find are 809 Decor Bond, which is another fusible product, very easy to use, just a little bit more firmness and stability from that product, as well as 926, which is extra firm sew-in stabilizer. That does require being sewn in, so it's a little bit different, but it does give some extra body to your projects. As I said before, I really like to use craft fuse in some of my bag sewing. In this particular pouch, I have craft fuse both on the front and back side of this pouch. That gives it that ability to stand up on its own, but at the same time, it's got a softness to it. It's not super firm and stable. It's got a nice bounceability to it. I don't have any craft fuse on the lining. That would give an additional added body look, but the other thing you can do to add body to your projects while still using craft fuse is double layer it. Add 2 layers of the craft fuse to anything that you're doing to add even more body to your projects. I also like to use craft fuse on bags. This particular bag is a great pattern by Anna at Noodlehead called Super Tote, and I have craft fuse in all of the linen areas that you'll see here with the nice natural linen. It adds a nice bit of body to it, ability to stand on its own, but at the same time it's still floppy. I like a good floppy bag. To learn more, visit PellonProjects.com. You'll find an extensive library with lots of different kinds of sewing projects to inspire you. Thanks for stopping by.